Greetings, peace and love to everyone. My name is Kimberlie Wright. Word up. Welcome to the class all about poetry, spoken word, and short stories. Last week I gave a lesson on, or some prompts, I would say, on humorous poetry. And I did not give any specific way to write the poems. You were able to write the poetry in any form or fashion that you wanted to. And no problem, Miss Gloria. Last week I shared Miss Gloria Langley's piece with everyone, and we also recited some new poetry. I see a lot of people today are not in class as well. I don't know if people are just busy or they're having a little bit of hesitation due to the fact that they may have not finished their pieces. You can always come in class if you have not written your literature, because we just want to see your beautiful faces and just being able to share with you all other people's pieces, and making sure you get the lessons is important. So writing deals with having to have inspiration. Give me 1 second. And being able to be feeling the vibe of actually writing. So if it doesn't come to you, then don't pressure or force yourself. I want you all to have fun with this. All right, so let me take this spotlight off of myself. Anybody have any suggestions, questions, or Miss Jean, you have to unmute yourself.
Okay, I wanted to share something with you I've learned from my daughter this morning. I wrote an acrostic on aging.
Yes, ma'am.
And I had a positive and a negative. And she said, "Mother, why are you doing the negative?" I said, "Because that's what I was feeling this morning, the positive and the negative." She said, "Well, just do the positive." So it was interesting. And if we all could do an acrostic on aging, it's interesting what comes to mind when you think of aging. So she told me, "Mother, don't do the negative, because you don't know what people are going through." So anyway, I did the acrostic on aging. So I have the positive to share if anybody wants to hear, but it's kind of a fun exercise to do.
Are you sharing it?
I will if you want me to.
Well, I just want to say that, you're more than welcome to listen to your daughter's wisdom. However, I just want to say, instead of putting the word negative on it, these are just pros and cons, ups and downs, things that are not so pleasant that we go through, but it's part of life. So I don't look at it as like negative per se. So if you want to share that piece, feel free. If not, it's no problem. So go ahead with your positive acrostic aging poem.
Okay, I'll start with her. She's so, Mother, there's enough negativity in the world. Oh, I got a whole lecture on that. Ooh, stop. Okay, so here's the positive, aging. Accepting the lines that life has etched on you through the numerous experiences you have had. G, giving in to what life offers and making the best of any situation. I, ignoring comments that make you feel despondent or depressed. N, never offer advice unless it's an ask for. And G, growing forward, not going for, but growing forward with an attitude of positive optimism. So it's kind of fun to see what words come to mind when you think of aging.
Yes, ma'am. So you're gonna not do the other one.
I will, if you guys want it. My daughter told me not to, but I will.
Go
Okay,
for it.
okay, here we go.
It's all creativity. I look at it as not negativity, but creativity.
Oh, I like that. Not negativity, but creativity. Okay. Accumulating numerous aches and pains, groaning, grasping, gasping, and gripping for support, insulting, ignoring, indignant, and impatient, in nagging needlessly.
It's good.
Where's
That's
your
it.
G at? Where's your G?
Huh? Oh, I left out a G.
Say it again. Say it again.
It's
I
okay.
left out a
She
G.
She
I
did
left out a G.
AGIN. She needs to add a G.
I need a
in there.
G.
It's
Okay, here's
okay.
it. Okay, here's a G.
Great. How about great?
A great or
You know, gray, like your hair turned gray.
yeah, graying. That's good. Graying.
Anyway, I just said
Graying or
that.
groaning? How about groaning?
Okay, groaning.
I think she
Okay.
had that. I think she had that in her second line of G.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had groaning up there before.
Okay.
So Miss Jean, just make sure to revise and make sure to do that last line and share it with us again next week. I didn't think it
Okay.
was negative at all. I
No,
really liked
me
it.
either. I like the second one.
Yeah.
You like that?
I could
What's
relate
that?
to it.
Well, give me some G words and I'll think about it. Help me some G words for that.
Great.
Graying. Okay. Any more?
Gracious, graying,
Glasses.
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 Glasses. Okay. Any more?
Grateful.
Huh?
Grateful.
Grateful. That's good.
Oh yeah, that is a good one.
That's a
Grateful.
good one.
Yeah, graceful is like not falling down, at least.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good.
that's a good one.
Yeah, I like the second one though, really.
Yeah. Okay.
It was
What about
good.
gab? What about
What?
gab? Gab. Like you talk, the gift of
Gabbing.
gab.
Okay.
Gab.
Okay.
About grinning without teeth.
Or she said grinning without teeth, but I was thinking about gums.
Me too. Gumming it. Gumming it.
Gumming it.
Gumming. Okay. That's good.
A gimpy old man. Sometimes people are gimpy.
Gimpy. Yeah.
Grumpy.
Geezer.
Old geezer.
Yeah.
Grumpy.
Grumpy is a good one.
Okay. I guess you could say grieving too.
And what about,
Yeah, grieving.
I don't think this one goes with this poem, but G could be golden, like your golden years.
Yeah, for positive.
Yeah, that's positive.
Okay.
These are not golden years, by the way. Your golden years are wherever you are that you feel good.
All right. That was really good, Miss Jean.
That was fun. Thanks.
And we really do love the other poem too, so don't omit that. And I'm glad that you said something about it, because sometimes people won't even say something about it, and did give me an opportunity to encourage you and ask you to please share it with us. And so for the list last week, I had Mr. Ronnie was supposed to write a poem about a sense of humor. Miss Vicky, she recited her poem last week about hairstyles and books. Miss Jean had The Birds and the Bees, which she recited last week. Jacqueline Lattimore had Weather or Youth. Miss Sharon Hartnett had Food, even though she recited. Hi, Melody, my little sister. You feeling okay? Good job, she said. All right, Miss Gloria had Makeup, which she recited. Miss Betty had Feet, which she recited, and Miss Sally Water. Yes, Miss Gloria Langley.
I'm sorry, class. I'm gonna have to leave at 11, and I wanted to know if it would be okay if I could go ahead and just recite mine.
Of course, please do.
Um,
No problem.
since I wasn't there last week to get my homework assignment, I'm working on the list that you gave us, Kim, and I'm going through and trying to figure out some things that I can write about. So I wrote a nonette. Is that what you call it? Nonette?
Yes, Nanette.
And I wrote a tanka. So
Okay.
they're not
Good
that
job.
long. I'll share my nonette with you first.
Okay.
And
Does it have
I
a
guess
title?
I do have a title, and I guess I need to hold up my hand as far as the lines. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The title of the nonette is Tears from Heaven. Tears are flowing, heaven is crying. What happened to make it so sad? Perhaps the sun is on strike. No light or warmth in sight. Days are blue and gray. Flowers applaud. Trees don't fall. Stand tall, bold. Okay.
That was really good. Did you enjoy writing that?
I did. I
That's
did.
good.
I'm playing around with things and I'm enjoying it very much.
Okay.
I hope it worked out the way it should have. Is that right?
Yes, it was perfect.
Okay.
Yes.
The next one is a tanka, and the title of it is Typewriter Man. Dear Typewriter Man, why did you leave me so soon? Where will I find you? Circling the stars and the moon? My heart aches for you, my love. And I need to give you some background information about that. The typewriter man was my father.
Oh.
He was a delivery guy for, I know a lot of us remember the Remington Rand typewriters.
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay, well, that was his life. He went to offices and picked up those typewriters and took them back to have them serviced, and then he would deliver them back again. And sometimes he would take my sister and I with him to deliver, and they all knew him, and he would introduce us to. I miss that, and
Yeah.
I miss him
I just
so
it
much.
and I don't even know him. That sounds so. That sounds really colorful.
Yeah, he was my typewriter man. So thank y'all for listening.
Oh, yeah.
That is
It's
so
good.
beautiful. I wanted to ask you a question, Miss Langley. Sorry if I'm getting too personal or emotional, but if I am, you can just move forward. I just wanted to say, did your father live long enough for when the computers came out?
He died in 97. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, they were out.
Yeah.
So I wonder, did he even delve into from the typewriter to the computer or like anything like that? Because you know, people who was into anything with the typewriter had to, you know, go on to the computer. But anyway, that whole story is interesting.
Yes. Thank you so much for listening. Because when I was writing it, I was getting emotional. But you know, hey.
Yeah, that's a good
That's
thing.
good.
That's a good thing to be able to have memories and just to be able to feel something so powerful like that, to be able to even get emotional. That was very beautiful.
Thank you.
And to be able to express it in words. You know, that's what's so important. And you did it. Very
Yes, ma'am.
good.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
y'all very much for listening.
So, Miss Gloria Langley, I want to give you your lesson for next week. Although, when I give you all prompts or anything, you're more than welcome to write about anything that you like, but I still want to give you something to, I don't know, just something to inspire you. All right. So, next week, Miss Gloria, since you have to go,
Uh-huh.
1 second. All right, looking for your mind a million miles away. I have often heard and sometimes said, my mind was a million miles away. It is a phrase used to explain why we didn't hear something or notice something that happened right in front of us. Well, go find that mind. Where is it? What is it thinking about? See if it leads to a poem. So that's the gist of what I want you to write about. Something that you remember you thinking about when your mind was a million miles away, or even write about the subject of people mind being a million miles away. You know, it's kind of like daydreaming. So that's your prompt for next week. Looking for your mind,
Thank you.
comma, a million miles away.
Okay,
Looking for your mind, a million miles away.
okay, got it.
All right. And thank you so much for your participation and your beautiful literature and sharing your personal life with us today. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'll hang on a little bit longer.
Yes, ma'am. All right, anybody else have some pieces or something they want to share? Go for it.
I do.
Good job.
Kim, you always put me on spotlight before I give my highlight. I have a highlight. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I was interested in looking at some of the poems on the other, some of the styles of rhyme that you have listed as poetry, and I came down to Narni.
Nani, N-A-A-N-I.
Is it Naani?
Yes, it's
Oh,
N-double-A-N-I.
well, I took one and I came up with Narni, Narni. So I deviated, forgive me, but I did write a poem based on Narni, which is you had said Naani was Indian 4 lines, 20 to 25 syllables. Well, when I looked up the word Narni, Narni, I found that it is an amicable person who shares a space of Narnia with you, a kind and humble female. And its origins is Latin, and it's in an ancient hilltop commune in Umbria, and that's in central Italy. So when I looked up that poem, that form of poetry, I came up with poetry that essentially foretells about something. It's fantasy poetry, a foretelling in abstract. So that's what I thought you had on the list, but that's a new one for me. So let me read my poem.
And that's new for me too. And at first, even though you're saying Narni, I was thinking, isn't there a movie called Narni with a lion? But I think
Narnia, which is the
that's Narnia, yeah.
Narnia. So it's
and it has to do with fantasy and stuff. So good job.
It's a foretelling in abstract, and it seems that the rhyme scheme for that is around 4 lines, and A B B B or A B A B. Those are the ones that I found as an example. And they all went up to like 20 to 25 syllables per line. Some were shorter and deviated. And I wrote this: Your Twilight Love, or Between Starlight and Sunshine. That's the name of my poem. Daylight will flash through dawn's dark sky. Take heed and watch as she passes by. Or sleep and miss the splendor of her gift. You will awaking after sunlight sends her lovely passing shadow adrift. It's a foretelling of what's going to happen. And
can you read it one more time? I'm sorry.
Sure. Daylight will flash through dawn's dark sky. Take heed and watch as she passes by. Or sleep and miss the splendor of her gift. You will awaken after sunlight sends her lovely passing shadow adrift. I have another fantasy.
I might be reading into that too much, but that poem, like, it really like touched me due to the fact that, I don't know if you all can see this necklace right here, but today is my mom's birthday. And when you first started reciting the first line, it had my mom's name in it, Dawn. And just thinking of her being here and passing and all of that, it like seems like you wrote that poem just for me. It like is really, really beautiful. And I think I'm gonna share that with my brother and sister. So thanks, Miss Vicky. You almost got me, I almost cried.
Well, thank you very
Okay,
much.
keep
Glad
going.
to have me.
Keep going.
I write all of my poems for you, by the way.
Oh, okay, thanks.
And those of us in our class, you know. So.
Thank you, look at Miss Betty.
I have one that's nightmares. So along with what Miss Jean said about nightmares and stuff, sometimes nightmares bring out meaning to your life.
Yes.
So here it is. It's in the Narni, not Nani. Crystals of bad dreams will break off and fall. You must make sure to capture them all, or you will find that they scatter about to cause great troubles this world throughout. Go to the store of your happiness within, take of good and kindness, then you will find strength and courage to fight the nightmares brought forth from evil's delight.
That's interesting. What? That's an interesting oxymoron. Evil delight.
From evil's delight.
Oh, from evil's delight. Okay, because I thought from evil delight. Ooh.
A lot of times when we have a bad dream and we don't sit there and try to recover ourselves and say, oh, it's just a dream, and you go about your life sometimes, and sometimes those little things that float around behind a bad dream, unless we send out prayers or something, a thankfulness that is not real, sometimes you can get caught up in the nightmare. Like this pandemic, it could have been caught early on before it spread all over the world.
Yes, ma'am.
And
You
so
know,
as a result of this, people are coming out with vaccines, making money, and people don't know which way to turn, and they don't turn within right then and try to be good and kind to each other, and don't try to profit from it. You know, you're gonna need courage to stay in this world and to continue to fight what we see springing out of this. We see.
What was you about to say, Miss Jean?
I'm about to say, sometimes people do delight in evil.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
They do.
All right, young people, I hope you have your pens and pencils so I can give you a lesson for next week.
Yep.
So, Miss Jean Harris.
Yes.
I want you to write, start by making a list. Just write this, start by making a list, or you could put make a list of stuff you could never or would never do. You could never do and would never do.
Woo.
Write a list, make a list of stuff you could never and would never do. The list explains, it reads, it deletes, add to, and see if this starts to lead you to a poem. All right, so let me put your name by that prompt.
Woo.
All right, so Miss Betty, I hope you have a pen. I want you to write, don't start the morning with writing. Start your morning with walking or standing or sitting. Take the dog for a walk or take yourself outside and intentionally look, listen, and feel. Then come back in and write down what you saw, heard, and felt. Do haikus or just very short poems that tell no story or reveal some memory or opinion that just captured the moment of what you experienced from the morning time. So that means to walk, stand, or sit outside and intentionally look, listen, and feel. And when you come back in, you want to write a poem based on the revealing of your memory of what you experienced from looking, listening, and feeling, or what you saw, heard, and felt. All right. Miss Vicky, I want you to write an inventory poem. Inventory, INVENTORY. Inventory of a drawer or the contents of your pocket or your purse or 3 or 4 things you lost recently or all the pieces of mail that arrived yesterday. Maybe you could write some thoughts or memories about each of the items in your inventory list. Sorry, I didn't mean to say inventory, I meant to say inventory. So I'm gonna read that again. Write an inventory poem. Inventory about a drawer in your house, or the contents of your pocket, or your purse, or 3 or 4 things you lost recently, or all the pieces of mail that arrived yesterday. Maybe you could write some thoughts or memories about each of the items in your inventory list.
Okay, all right.
All right, so the style of poems that I want you to write is totally up to you. They can be any of the style of poems that we've already researched and been through, or you can write free verse or blank verse. It's your choice. Just let it flow. All right. So here is a poem that I want to share with you all today. Give me 1 second. And if you all are wondering, for lunch today, we have fried chicken, baked chicken, yellow rice, broccoli. Yeah.
Kim, it was so good the other day. I have somebody who always fuss and say, I don't want to go get no food. We could just cook our lunch and have a sandwich. But when he went and bought the dinner, it was just like, wow, he was so happy he'd come up there and seen you guys.
Yeah.
He brought me a meal back and he brought me sweet potato pie. I was so happy. I'm like, oh, I haven't had any sweet potato pie in a while.
All right. Yes. Yes, Miss Jean, you have to unmute yourself.
The center is so empty and quiet and beautiful and serene. It just felt good. It felt like it wrapped its arms around me. I was so glad to be able to walk in and see all of you, and everybody was smiling. It was great.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right, so this is writing a poem about your pillow. Write a poem about your pillow. It can be as serious or funny as you like. And if you all want to add this to your prompts, feel free. So if you pick funny, see if you can write some rhyming cat in the hat like work. But serious can be perhaps easier. I heard on TV that your pillow can double in weight due to dust mites and excrement. As a kid, I remember how I would get hot and throughout the night, I was flipping my pillow to the cool side. Think of all the dreams hatched on your pillow, or lovers who shared your pillow, or children who rested on your pillow, or times when your significant other hit you in the face. Think of your pillow as a witness to some aspect of your life. Perhaps you have cried on your pillow. Maybe you like to read while propped up on your pillow. Maybe a pillow played some role in your sex life. Count the pillows on your bed. Count the pillows in your house. Imagine a functional pillow debating a decorative pillow. Has a pillow ever played an important role in your past? Here is a pillow effort by Tex Norman. It's called My Pillow. As a child, I had pillows stuffed with feathers. I was before foam rubber was common. It was before foam rubber was common. It was during the time when feathers were common and pillows were filled with bird magic. Sometimes in the night, I would feel something sticking me. I used my fingers like tweezers and pinched the point and pulled. Out came a feather. It was my explanation for how my dreams traveled, not on wings, but on feathers. My dreams drifted. My dreams responded to the slightest hint of a movement. My head filled with the impossible, and it seemed all so totally, absolutely possible. That was it.
It's good.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So if you all want to write something about a dream, feel free to do that. And I have one more piece I want to share with you all today, and we're going to conclude class if you all don't have anything
Kim, I
else.
got about 8, 9 pillows on my bed, all different sizes.
Okay. I just bought a lot of pillows from Ollie's Bargain Outlet. Pillows are kind of expensive, but they have a lot of decorative pillows that are inexpensive. So if you ever want to buy some new pillows, try Ollie's. All right.
Now, Kim, are those decorative pillows or just pillows you sleep on?
They have pillows that you sleep on, which are really inexpensive, and they have decorative pillows as well that are very beautiful and inexpensive. All right. So this is by the same author, Tex Norman, and this piece is called Bra Ads. You know, bras that we cover our chest with. All right. I stand before you, a man racked with guilt and shame that came, or so I felt, from my Calvinistic black belt fundamentalistic father. He wasn't much fun, but he certainly was mental. He could make a hard shell Baptist look like a goddess ACLU liberal, no lie. So all my life I have felt like a hopeless and helplessly unworthy one living in the state of sin, the black sheep of my family. Despite, however, the religious oppression of my family, we did have porn in our house. It was called the Sears and Roebuck catalog, containing 17 provocative pages of brasiers for all sizes and ages. Back in 1950-12, I perused those over and under, developed bra models, modeling bra after bra after bra. I could sit for hours imagining those hoo-has. Back then, there was a popular song about an itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini that prompted Sears to add 3 pages of 2-piece bra top swimming suits added. I thought just for me, adding to me variety, then one day all my fears came true. I got caught while scrutinizing a brassiere that hooked, oh my God, in the front, you know, between the left hoo and the right ha. My father saw what I was seeing. There must have been like 57 hoo-has on each page. And I was of an age my daddy thought too young to be forming such memories. So daddy worked himself into a brouhaha, like rage reciting scripture about how impure my thoughts were. He threw scripture at me like one of those onward Christian soldiers lobbing verse grenades. The Apostle Paul wrote in his first letter to the Corinthians that it is good not to touch a woman. When a guy says something like that, you can't help but wonder, had Paul ever tried it? Then my daddy quoted Jesus, who said, it is adultery to look at the bust and to lust. Finally, my father bemoaned those cross your heart Playtex living bra ads on TV. but I have to say it seemed to me that those television bra ads were directed right at me. Their very name was a direct address. Listen carefully. I'm sure you'll hear it. Playtex, Playtex, Playtex. Don't forget that the person's name. Don't forget that the person's name is Tex Norman. Remember that? So the person said this seemed like they were talking directly to him. Playtex, Playtex. All right. So even though that was in a poetic sort of type form, it didn't rhyme at all. It was kind of like a story. So don't forget that pieces like that will be considered a short story. You just have to have some subject and kind of get to the end of something. So feel free to explore with short stories. And anybody else have any suggestions or questions, anything else to add?
I just wanted to say, Kim, you never know what people's frame of reference is, because just them looking at the little catalog, it may have changed his whole life in terms of the way he viewed women and how he visualized a woman. And if you get involved with somebody and they've had that catalog and you don't know why they're obsessed with bras, you'd be like, wow.
And you see the content of sex that they have on TV and videos, and you know, you can see the skin of women's behinds and stuff like that. But I did relate to Tex in that piece when he said the catalog showing women's lingerie seemed like a porno, because I remember when that was like the first thing that seemed pornographic when I was growing up. We would look at those things and be like, ooh, like that type of that type of thing. So I did relate to that. Go ahead, Miss Jean.
I just wonder, I don't know what this form is, but if you know birds and bees, you told me so. Birds in the trees, bees in the breeze, constantly reproducing.
That's
No, it's
good.
That's fun.
Birds and the bees. And who was in the trees?
Birds in the trees. Okay. Bees in the breeze.
Oh, bees in the breeze. Okay.
Constantly reproducing.
Okay. All right. Good job.
All
Thank y'all
right,
so
Miss
much.
Jean.
So I'll be really anxious and excited to hear what you all write about as it pertains to your prompts next week. If you want to write about your pillow, feel free in any shape, form, or fashion. If you want to write a short story, feel free. Thanks so much for joining Word Up. Let me see y'all pump y'all fists. Word up. Class all about poetry. Thank you. Short stories and spoken word. My name is Kimberlie Wright. Keep writing. Have a wonderful and blessed day.
I can.
Thank
you.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, you all.
Keep
Bye.
Bye, Betty.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.